the CrossFit 5282 Nation. So we've just got a little bit of at-home work we want to talk about here in ways you can weight things. And then we just want to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff we're really concentrating on with that body movement and the gymnastics and how to reduce some of the plyo load so that we're not overdoing things. But let's start with some of the objects at home. I literally walked out in my garage and within 2 minutes found all this kind of stuff to start doing different things with. You know, towels and broomstick work really well for anything we're gonna do with like PVC motion. So you got your broom, you can unscrew that guy out. You know, now we got anything you want to do with pass-throughs, anything you want to do with opening up the shoulder, stuff we do in our warm-ups. You know, then you can go to like getting into overhead squatting position and start working on some of the technique and positions of those. You can even work on like going through your deadlifting positions and getting a little bit more, let's say dial in that movement, so to speak. Got all this stuff where we can do stretching with these, you know, basically you name it. It's everything you can do with your PVC pipes. Then we got our towel. So big beach towel works good. You can do all kinds of stuff with that. You know, you can hold this for a little different stability position, work on some squatting stuff and have to get a little more narrow with that shoulder position. Maybe you don't have an ab mat and you like to have that little position for your low back. Set the towel up, give it a little rolled up position there, and you can go and basically use that as your low back support. And you get your ab mat for sitting up. Other things we do with our ab mats, push this guy out. You can use it for a little padding on the knee. You can easily take it up to the wall, toss it against the wall, so now you have a little padding. Back here, do handstand work, handstand push-ups. All right, now we're into Paul's world over here. We found some different bags, backpacks, duffel bags.
Yeah, just different things to possibly make a sandbag, anything like that. Even thinking about it, you could even make kind of a wall ball out of a bag just by putting clothes inside of it. So just my simple gym bag, weight it with whatever you need to. If you want to make a sandbag, I suggest take a trash bag, fill it full of rocks and sand, roll it up, tape it, get another bag, put it inside of it, tape it up too, put it inside of your gym bag or backpack, boom, sandbag carries. Sandbag carries, get it up, do those front carries. If you got handles on it, it's another weighted thing, presses, all kinds of different things. You want to use it as a wall ball because you got a high wall in your house. Great stuff there, guys, that we can do. Very little money, easy to make, and keep us all moving the same way we're in the gym.
Yeah, Joaquin was coming up with a evil one of maybe you have a bottle or something with liquid in it, and you can put a lid on it as well, but you can use that, you know, and you could do like overhead squatting stuff, you could do like lunging things where now you got this unstable water kind of moving around. That's gonna make it even more challenging. We'll have some different workouts at home where we're using the bags Paul was just talking about. Maybe we're doing like thrusters or we're doing lunges in those different positions. And then of course Murph's coming up, so you know, this is just an old backpack I had in the garage. Loaded up to 14 or 20 pounds, whatever you're gonna use for a vest for Murph. You know, now you can do push-ups with that. You can do your air squats with that. Even if you don't have a pull-up bar, you can do your running with that as well and kind of get yourself prepped for Murph too. So all kinds of things to do with weighted objects. One other thing I wanted to cover kind of quickly on this too is, you know, we're doing a lot of conditioning and gymnastic stuff, so we got to be careful of this kind of overdoing the plyometric work. You know, that's your running, your jumping rope. It can be burpees where you're dropping to your hands and wrists, and that hurts your wrists and ankles. Even the plyo squats and lateral jumping. We got to be careful of all those really quick, explosive movements, making sure we don't do too much stress to the tissue in your ankles and your feet and your knees. So you can always substitute that stuff. You know, instead of jumping rope, you know, you could do stuff where you're doing mountain climbers and you just go slower, you know, so it's a lot less of a plyo load on you, where you're getting a similar cardiovascular work. Burpees, just slow down the movement of the burpee, you know, some of that's gonna happen anyway. And then lateral jumping, you know, could easily be, you do your squat and instead of jumping, you just have an object and you step over it. And then you do your squat and you have an object and you step over it. So you're still getting that that hip and knee flexion. And the last thing is just not overdoing things. You know, don't do 200 or 300 push-ups a day, because after a while you start to get an imbalance in the front of your chest and shoulders. It's going to cause shoulder problems. You know, you need to kind of modify that with some pulling stuff too. So now you got your bag, and you could do some bent over rows with your bag and do some pulling stuff. You could take your towel, whatever I did with that, I put it over here. You could take your towel and loop it around something, even like doorknobs on both sides, you know, and now you can do stuff where you're doing like a row, you know, you can get a little bit deeper into the row. So you got some of those pulling muscles countering some of those pressing muscles. All right, guys, keep moving. Come up with some stuff in your garage. Stay healthy and fit. Hopefully we'll be together wadding again soon.
Send us videos of the stuff you make at your own house, guys.
Yeah.
We'd love to see it. I
Great
think
idea.
everybody would. All right, guys, take care.